Most High Christ. Shalom. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Our commander, GEN.YAHANNA. And our mission is to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Indians who they are according to the Bible, and that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And if you've been rocking our class with us, you know we've been going into the story of Samuel's, getting on how King David became king. We're going to backpedal a little bit just so we can, get the basis of the story. Then we're going to jump ahead, to the war. So let's pick up at 16 and 11, 1 Samuel 16 and 11.
Book of 1 Samuel.
Book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children?
So just to give you the backstory, right? So what's going on is that Samuel is going to find a new king of Israel because Saul disobeyed the Lord. So being that Saul disobeyed the Lord no longer requires his service. He is dismissed. You understand? Saul was told to kill everything and take nothing for himself. Saul decided to leave people alive and take stuff for himself. You get what I'm saying? The Lord does not operate that way. And then Saul says something that is very Christian, that he's going to serve the Lord in his own way, basically. If we know anything about Christianity, we know that that is nowhere in the Bible. You cannot serve the Lord the way that you see fit. You can only serve the Lord the way the Lord says to serve you. And if you cannot do that, then the Lord 9 times out of 10 is going to destroy you or put you to death. You get what I'm saying? The Lord does not play that wickedness. Understand? You serve the Lord the way the Lord tells you to. And that's about following these laws, statutes, and commandments and following exactly what the Lord told you to do. Point blank, period. Saul did not do that. Samuel was looking for a new king. So he's talking to Jesse, having Jesse bring forth his sons. Keep going.
There remaineth the youngest. There remaineth yet the youngest. And behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither.
So he's sending for King David. That's who he's sending for. Understand? King David is who they're calling on. Keep going.
Verse 12. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy.
Ready.
And
withal of a beauty. With a beautiful countenance.
I'm about to look up and see what withal means.
Basically, with a beautiful countenance.
So it's just another way to say with.
Right.
All right, my fault.
Withal of a beautiful countenance.
I was going to say, you can still look it up if you want to.
No, I'm good.
All right, okay.
And goodly to look to. And the Lord said, arise, anoint him.
For this is he.
For this is he. Verse 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David.
Now, before David was chosen, they went through a lot of brothers. Back then it was a normal thing for a man to have a bunch of goddamn sons. A man down there had 20 goddamn sons. You get what I'm saying? 20 sons, 8, 9 wives. You get what I'm saying? That was a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? So they went through a lot of sons before they came across David. You know what I'm saying? They had the big cocky son. The Lord said, nah, that ain't him. Don't look at his stature. Don't look on the outside. Look on the inside. You get what I'm saying? And as you can see, when that oil got put on his head, you know what I'm saying, the Spirit of the Lord was on him, which means that he was all about following the law, statutes, and commandments. It's just like when you get anointed in the U.P.K. Once you get that oil poured on your head, it changes your life. That's like you could feel the power being pulled on your goddamn head, man. I never thought oil was this goddamn powerful until I got into the UPK. You understand? I never knew it was that powerful. Go ahead, soldier.
I never knew what it was, but I seen a picture of what's his name, Kabash, put on somebody's head.
Right. Yeah. That's how you get anointed in the Lord. That's when the oath is sealed. You get what I'm saying? Once you get that oil pulled on your head, it ain't no turning back.
So is it deeper than baptism?
Yeah, way deeper. You know what I'm saying? Baptism is this. Baptism, the oil getting put on your head and all that, that's them a part of the baptism. You understand? Because the baptism is the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Like the water baptism means nothing. When the Lord came, it was all about spreading that law, statutes, and commandments, and not only just spreading it, but living it. You get what I'm saying? And doing the work of the Lord. You get what I'm saying? That oil being poured on your head, it all runs hand in hand. Let's get some more in the scriptures.
Shalak. I'm gonna take it from the top of 14. Oh no, I'll have it right. 13. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Rahim.
Yep, keep going.
Verse 14. But the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him.
All right, stop there. We're gonna move on to 1 in 1 Samuel 17 and 1. Now, actually, let me make sure that's where I want to be. Let me see. Yeah, that's fine. We'll pick up there. So we're gonna jump to the war, right? That's what we're about to do. Okay, so now we know the evil spirit was on Saul. The spirit of the Lord was with David, was on David, and an evil spirit hopped on Saul. Why did that evil spirit hop on Saul?
God let go of him. You want to protect him?
Close, very close. The reason the spirit hopped on Saul is because David got anointed, and he knew David was about to be the new king of Israel. You hear what I'm saying? Point blank period. David was about to be the Lord's chosen. And we're about to see how the Lord was with David. Let's pick up at 1 Samuel 17 and 1.
Book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Shechem, which belongeth to Judah, and pitched between.
They belong to who?
Belonged to Judah, and pitched between Shechem and Shalakia, Ezekiel.
Yeah, keep going. Don't worry about
And
it.
Fetusman. Oh, Shalakia.
Don't worry about it. Just keep going. I was strolling down, so I'm not even with you because I was about to have you drop down. I just want you to get this first one out the way.
Shalakia, I'm done with the first verse.
What'd you say?
I'm done with the first verse.
All right. So read it again, and I'll tell you when to stop.
Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together in Shechem. Shechem, which belongeth to Judah.
That was pause. Now the Philistines was gathered together. We're about to get to the bloodshed. We're about to get to the good part, the juicy part. The Philistines was gathered together, you know what I'm saying, to go to war with the Israelites. So we there, they there, and we're about to go down. I want you to drop down to 11. Let's pick up at 11. Now this is after Goliath. Now we've all heard the Christian version of David and Goliath, but for some odd reason, we just know David chopped his head off, but we don't get the details. Like we forgot about the war. You get what I'm saying? Like when there's war, there's bloodshed. I'll tell you how soft a goddamn Christian is. Even with the picture of David and Goliath, it's the most peaceful war picture you ever seen. You get what I'm saying? You see Goliath, then you see David, and it don't even look like there's no warfare about to happen. It's like it's a fairy tale story when this is actual real facts, man.
Christian brainwash too. I'm getting out of it. I'm starting to learn how God really is.
Damn right, listen, the Lord is a man of war. You get what I'm saying?
Me, I'm like,
It's a straight man of war. Point period. He's not the soft
I
stuff.
call him a God of vengeance.
Damn right. Listen, he's not about no games. All through this Bible, that's what you see in is bloodshed, war, and death.
That's what I've been telling my mother. I'm like, I don't know what the church was telling me that.
Yeah, damn right. Damn right. You keep dropping it heavy on him. So, you know what I'm saying? So Goliath has been disrespecting and making Israel look like a bunch of goddamn cowards. He got to talking strong, and you know, he can send somebody to fight me. Listen, we know. I'm about to break it down to you, man. I'm about to tell you like the hood way. Like you ever see that one nigga that think he just a crap in the hood? Man, all y'all some hoe ass niggas. I'll whoop anybody. Go get who you get, nigga. They can't see me. You won't see these hands. That's how Goliath is talking. You get what I'm saying? Goliath like, man, you and your whole squad ain't nothing but some punks. And y'all don't want to bang. You niggas don't want to see these fisticuffs. You know what I'm saying? And Israel like, mm-mm. Well, let's get to story. Let's get to story. You know what I'm saying? Goliath just punking niggas left and right. He punking Israel. Y'all don't want no smoke. Y'all want to get down with the crown. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what time it is. That's how he talking. He just talking reckless. 17 and 11.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 11.
Go ahead.
When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistines, they were dismayed and greatly afraid.
They were who?
Greatly afraid.
They was dismayed and greatly afraid. Oh crap! You hear what that nigga said? He said he'd whoop all of us. He said he didn't care who he went to go get. He talking to the king like that. He talking to the king like that. That's what he's doing. You get what I'm saying? Now, we've watched enough movies, you know what I'm saying, when they disrespect the king, what happens to the guy that disrespects the king?
Gets slaughtered.
Yeah, damn right. His head gets chopped off. Off with his head. That's what the king says. Off with thy head. Thou hast offended thy kingdom. Off with his head. He sends assassins, right? Goliath just talking crazy. He said they was dismayed. They couldn't believe it. And then they got scared. Oh, coward. You get what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 12. Now David was the son of the Ephrathite.
Ephesians.
No, Shlaki, my phone bugging out. Ephesians. Of Bethlehem.
Yep, keep going. Whose name was Jesse.
Bethlehem, Judah.
Yep.
Whose name was Jesse, and he had 8 sons.
So it was 8 sons before David. You get what I'm saying? None of them was the king, but they chose David. Keep going.
And the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul. Verse 13. And the 3 eldest sons of Jesse went and followed Saul to the battle.
So David's brothers went to the battle. David didn't go, but his brothers did. Keep going.
In the name of his 3 sons that went to battle.
Actually, stop right there. I want you to skip down to read 15 real quick. Because we know he had 3 sons. We know he had 3 sons that went to follow King Saul to battle. David wasn't one of them. So read 15.
1 Samuel chapter 17, verse 15. But David went and returned from Saul to feed his father's sheep in Bethlehem.
So he escorted his brothers there and went with his brothers and returned back to be a husbandman, which is a farmer in them days. That's what you would call a husbandman, a farmer. Tend the flock, tend the garden, tend that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? So you see he came back out, right? Read 16.
And the Philistines drew near morning and evening and presented himself 40 days.
All right, stop there. Now I want you to drop down to, let's read 18. I want you to see why he went back to the battlefield, why David went back to the battlefield. So you're going to read 18.
And carried,
So his father sent them to drop some stuff off to his brothers and King Saul, a peace offering, just showing love and support. So that's why he ended up going back. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 18. And carried these 10 cheeses unto the captain of their 1,000.
Captain of who?
Of their 1,000.
Listen, if you ever wonder where we get our military rank and order from, it's right here in the scriptures. That's why Captain Kaposh is a captain of 10,000, captains of thousands. You get what I'm saying? Like a rank and order is all through the Bible. You got officers, you got captains, you got generals. You get what I'm saying? It's all in the Bible. So he carried the 10 cheeses to the captains of thousands. All right, stop there. Drop down to verse 20. You know what I'm saying? This is like fast forwarding through a good movie, so lock you. There's just a lot, and I don't want to read everything. I want to get to the juicy part.
I watched the Samuel movie last week.
Oh, you did? I didn't even know they had a movie.
I didn't either. It was good too. We was knocking out thousands of millions.
Oh, you talking about the Samson movie?
The Samuel movie, the big copy dude.
Yeah, you talking about Samson?
Yeah, Samson.
Samson, yeah. You said Samuel. I'm like, I didn't even know they had a.
Samson.
Yeah, I seen that. No, it's all good. Samson, yeah, I seen that. So drop down to 20.
Chapter 17, verse 20. And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep.
So he about to go do what his father told him. His father told him, go take these cheeses. He got up early, left the sheep. He's on the road. So okay, go ahead. So John, me to keep cutting you off.
Now you 12. Shalak. I'm going to take it from the top of 20.
Go ahead.
And David rose up early in the morning and left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went with Jesse, and went as Jesse had commanded him, and he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle. Verse 21. For Israel and the Philistines had put the battle in array, armies against army.
Yep.
Verse 22. And David left his carriage in his hand. And David left his carriage in his hand, in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran unto the army, and came and saluted his brethren.
Yabba. You know what I'm saying? He went to go salute his brothers. Yabba. What's going on, mighty man? You know what I'm saying? That's how you know this is a black book. That nigga went to the battlefield to salute his brothers. I ain't here to whoop no ass. I'm just here to check on y'all. Give y'all some that. Keep going.
Verse 23.
Yep.
And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion.
Here's where it gets good. Now he's talking with his brothers. He went to go salute him. Y'all, how's it going? Man, y'all good? Yeah, good. You ever see that movie where it be two niggas talking? Then somebody come up, hey, punk. Yeah. Such and such, so and so. And it'd be that one nigga that look at him like, hey, yo, I'm talking with my mans. Pull out with all that. Try to go back to his conversation. He said, I said, you know what I'm saying? Then the dude beat him down real smooth. That's what's about to happen. Listen, you ever wonder where that stuff come from? It comes from this book. Whenever you want to know where something comes from, you ever see a war movie, the fight scene is just so cold, you're like, man, who thought of this scene? This is where they get it from.
Shit like that all the time.
This is where they get it from. Like, man, that scene was cold. Where did they get that from? This is where they got it from. And let me tell you something. Like I said, the devil, the white man ain't never had an original idea. He's that's what he's good at, stealing and pretending like he came up with it. Even the movies where they got the good fight scenes, he stole it out the Bible and act like he came up with it on his own. It's about to be one of them good fight scenes right here. Now King David rapping with his brothers. And what happened? Keep going.
Look, I want to take it from the top of verse 23.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. And as he talked with his brother, and as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of God, Goliath by name, out of the army of the Philistines, and spake according to the same words. And David heard them.
Now he said the same stuff. Y'all niggas is soft. Can't nobody whoop me. Anybody step up, I'm slapping them on sight. You don't want this smoke. Chitty chitty bang bang, nigga. Oh my mama. You ever see that one dude that always clap when he talking? On everything is on. When I see you, I'm whooping you on sight. Ain't no rap about it. You cross this line if you want to. You draw a little line in the sand. Knock this off my shoulder if you ain't afraid of me. I remember that. I might be a little bit too young for that. That's how we used to fight. If you ain't afraid of me, knock this off my shoulder then. You know what I'm saying? That's how Goliath out there, real reckless. David heard him. Keep going.
Verse 25. Oh, lucky. Verse 24. And all the men of Israel, when they saw the man, fled from him and were sore afraid.
Listen, them niggas was cowards. They was like, oh my God, here he come again. They saw this dude walk up and ran. Keep going.
Verse 25. And the men of Israel said, have ye seen this man that is coming, that is come up, surely to defy Israel? Is he come up? And it shall be that the man who killeth him, the king, which enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his father's house free in Israel.
Keep going.
Verse 26. And David spake to the man that stood by him, saying, what shall be done to the man that killeth this Philistine? Couldn't get the words out. And taketh away the reproach from Israel. What does he mean when he says reproach?
Basically the respect. You trying to take away the respect of Israel?
Oh, yeah. That does sound about right. What? The reproach from Israel. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
Say that part again. Let them know where you're reading from.
Verse 26. For who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he should defy the armies of the living God?
He should do what?
Defy the army of the living God.
This nigga disrespecting us. Who the hell is this Philistine that he should defy the army of the living God? He can't talk to us like that. Listen, that nigga sound UPK to me. You get what I'm saying? That sound like some, man, who this nigga think he is? Nigga, this is the army of the living God. Can't nothing stop us. Nigga, you ain't whooping nothing, little guy. Goliath 10 feet, 11 feet, 15 feet tall. Hey, you's a little nigga, Goliath. You know what I'm saying? You's a little nigga. You 15 feet tall, you's a little guy. Cool out, little man. That's what he's telling him. Goliath standing way above everybody else. He telling him, cool out, little man. He's a little dude. Goliath out there looking like Attack on Titans. He out there talking to him reckless. Hey, this nigga trying to defy the living God army, man, cool out. Keep going.
Verse 27. And the people answered him after this manner, saying, so it shall be done to the man that killeth him. Verse 28. And Elam.
Yep, Elam. That's good.
And Elam, his eldest brother, heard when he spake unto the men, and Elam's anger was kindled against him.
He mad
against David.
It was kindled against his own brother. He out there like, man, y'all gonna let this nigga talk reckless like that? Man, shut up! Don't know what you're talking about. You feel me? Keep going.
And he said, Why comest thou down
Hitter.
hither? And with whom hast thou left those few sheep?
Look, he trying to send him back home. Man, why are you even here? Who's at home tending to the garden? Go back and watch the sheep boy. That's how you trying to talk to him. Sheep boy.
In the wilderness.
Go watch the sheep boy. Go back to the wilderness. Go ahead.
I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle.
He said, you just want to see the battle. That nigga wouldn't think about the battle. He followed the order given to him by his father, like he was supposed to do. And his brother being a hater trying to make excuses. That's why in this school we have no cowards and no excuses. His older brother is both of them. He's a coward making excuses. He wouldn't make it in the UPK because he's a coward making excuses. King David, that nigga would have rose up through the ranks like a straight champion because he ain't got no excuses and he's no coward, which we about to find out. Let's get some more in the scriptures.
Verse 29. And David said, what have I now done? Is there not a cause? Verse 30.
Right.
And he turned from him towards another and spake from the same manner. And the people answered him again after the formal manner.
They said, well, you kill him, you get the money, but I ain't going out there. He's that little boy in Troy. You ever seen Troy at the beginning? He's the biggest man I ever seen. I certainly wouldn't want to fight him. That's how they talking. They scared to death out there. Exactly. Exactly. You feel me? Like I said, all that stuff comes from somewhere, and now we see where it comes from. You get what I'm saying? They scared. They scared. Them same people that's talking, saying, I don't want to fight them, no one knows their name. But the one that did fight them, we know King David. Let's get some more in the scriptures.
Shalaki, that's how it really be in real life. Like if everybody else is cowering, you ain't gonna ask them what their names is.
Right.
But if this that one dude out of the entire crowd threatening to fight this behemoth of a human, you call this dude?
Listen, that man believes in the Lord with all his heart and soul.
Like,
He said, this is the army of the living God. Nobody can beat this army.
I would ask all the information about this dude. When was he born? Where you live at? How old is he?
Me, you know, I'm different. I'd ask you, what is your name, coward? He'd be like, Eddie. No one here is ever to be like Eddie. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Make an example of that coward. That's what I'd have done. Shamed his name forever and ever. You get what I'm saying? Because we cannot have cowards. That's what's wrong now. When you add this up and put it in today's term, that's exactly what's wrong now. You want to know why your Christian pastors don't ever say nothing about the wickedness going on in the world? All this death going on in the world. When the George Floyd thing happened, right? You want to know why your Christian pastor never said a goddamn thing? Never spoke up. You didn't see him in one Black Lives Matter protest, none of that. Never said anything because your Christian pastor is a goddamn coward. That's why. He doesn't want no part of the war. He doesn't want no part of the war, but he's willing to sit there and accept all the. He wants to get all the riches from it, but he doesn't want no parts of it when it comes to the battlefield. Go ahead.
Shalaki, I think I brought this out. I keep forgetting when. I think it was last Sabbath service. I was saying like that's the one thing we do. That's the one thing I do enjoy about the I.S.U.P.K. Like when we come here, we worship the Lord in all manners. Like we don't like when something bad goes wrong, like when something bad goes down, we don't be like, oh, the devil this, the devil that, or somebody else did this or something that. No, the Lord made this specific reason. The Lord made this specific situation happen for a reason.
Right.
And when anything good happens, that's the first dude we always gonna thank. We reap the rewards and we take the flaws.
Right. Damn right. Heavy point, soldier. Go ahead. Something you want to bring out too, young man?
Yeah. I just explained to somebody what an Israelite is and what I be doing. I basically said that they don't cut corners in the Bible like Christian churches do.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Damn right. The good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? You can't have your left hand and don't want your right hand. You know what I'm saying? You need them both, right? So you got to accept all the stuff that you do like about the Bible and all the stuff that you don't like. You can't pick and choose. That's what Christians do. There is no picking and choosing. We serve the whole Bible.
I don't act like I like everything, but I accept it. And that's what it is. I gotta do it.
Right, damn right. That's what it is. Every point. Let's get some more on the scriptures.
Verse 31. And when the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he went for them. Or Shalaki. And he sent for him. Shalaki. Verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail.
Hey, pause right there real quick. Let me address this question real quick.
Come.
Trayvon Sparks, if you're listening, I'm gonna need more detail on what you mean by the life cross. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But as far as the dressing, as far as the women wearing pants, your woman, like the scriptures say, women wear clothes that pertain to a woman, man wear clothes that pertain to a man. Like a woman could wear women pants. You get what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't see your rib trying to wear some goddamn army fatigue stuff made for a soldier. You get what I'm saying? So she could wear, pants and a blouse. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, you talking about the Egyptology thing, that shit that they be wearing? That's supposed to symbolize the man penis and the woman vagina or some crap like that. I'm not really very versed in it. That's meant for a man mightier than myself. So you probably, matter of fact, the chemic killers who you get, Captain Tazaria, you know what I'm saying? Hit him up on Facebook. He'll break it down real smooth. But once I learned the truth, I basically forgot all that Egyptology shit. I just stopped paying attention to it. I don't even research it like that because we got so many chemic killers in the goddamn school that like I was trying to get into it, but I could never really get into it. You know what I'm saying? I tried, but it just didn't call to my spirit. This is the only thing that really called to my spirit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get with Captain Tazaryok. He got old videos on it and stuff. That's the chemic killer. But for as my understanding, it represents like the man rod and the woman vagina. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, no problem. I'm the bar soldier. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you watching this class, man. Shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to these scriptures. You got any more questions? Just type them in, man. I'll rock them out for you. You know what I'm saying? Till then, we're about to get back to these scriptures, man. Most High Christ, like I said, the water rocking it out. Let's get some more of them scriptures.
Shalaki, I'm taking from the top of
Go
32.
Go ahead.
Verse 32. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with the Philistine.
Listen, he said, don't be no goddamn coward, man. Listen, that's what's wrong in our goddamn community right now. How many times have you seen black man see something going on that's wicked, and the first thing they say, it ain't got nothing to do with me? No, it got something to do with your goddamn people. You watching your people die. You watching your brothers die, your sisters die. You watching the kids die, and the first thing fly out your mouth, it ain't got nothing to do with me. That's what cowards say. If it's about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it has everything to do with me, goddammit. Point blank, period. Everything to do with me. Go ahead, soldier. Something you want to bring out?
I was going to say, Shalaki, what you brought out is such a heavy point. Like I want to use this as a prime example. Like the incident with George Floyd. Like, I'm not saying I want to put myself in danger, but I'm not finna watch there on the sideline recording and watching his brother be choked out. Talking about he can't breathe. And
like
stuff.
General Myman said, you replace that brother's neck with your neck. Why? Because you can take it. You understand? Listen, the scriptures say that there's no greater cause, you know what I'm saying? There's no greater love than for you to lay your life on the line for your brothers. That's what we do every day in the I.S.U.P.K, man. We put our lives on the line for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. When we go out here in these streets, man, we put our lives on the line. These people want to freaking kill us, man. We get death threats all the goddamn time. You know what I'm saying? People talk about what they're going to do. Most High Christ. Shalom, Lord Christ, trooper, checking in. Most High Christ. Let's rock it out, man. You know what I'm saying? Share the class, like the class, man. Let's get it in, man. Put the city on the map, man. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know what I'm saying? General Muhammad said, you have to do it because you can take it. That's why we go out and do what we do. Because everybody else is a goddamn coward and afraid. They can't take it. We can take the scrutiny. We can take the hatred. We can take the pain, the suffering. the bullets, the beatings. That's what we do, man. We're soldiers. That's what we bred for. You understand? We the ones that can take it. That's why we the ones to do it. Nobody else can take it. Your Christian pastor can't take it. Look how soft he is. The only thing he want to do is wear purple suits and sleep with little boys and stuff, man. That's what he want to do. You understand? He can't take it, man. This is a man's job. That's what this is. This is a job for soldiers, man. Go ahead. Something you want to bring out?
I was gonna say Shalaki. Once again, what you brought was such a heavy point, like with the Christian pastor, like, man, like how I was telling you before, like I could never get hooked on Christianity like that.
Right.
But when I did try to go to the church, you know, sit up there and just listen to what they were saying, like I could never actually focus.
It was a bunch of bull. You be like this in the Christian churches.
Like not even that. I'm gonna use the Christian pastor as a prime example. Like just his stature, it's disappealing. Like I don't want to watch no dude just sit up there and
spirit.
Yeah, like just the way he talks. Yes, Lord. Yes, sir. So and so. Praise the Lord. Look at that. Shalaki. Like that is just so disinteresting. Like I can't.
And like all of them do it too. It's like the shit crazy. So you want to bring out soldier?
They got a people brainwash. That's all I'm saying.
Most high Christ, man.
Shalaki, that's how they get you brainwashed.
It's an entertainment thing. That's all it is. It's entertainment, man. Like they ain't never break this story down that we're reading now. You ain't never heard this broke down in the Christian church.
Shalaki.
Get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Didn't you say that one book the Christian pastor never went into was the book of Revelations?
Right.
When he was basically going through with all blacks.
They stay away from that. They stay away from Revelations or they stay away from.
I heard Obadiah was one of the main ones. They stay away from.
Exactly. Listen, this is what the Christian pastor does. Christian pastor picks up the Bible.
He said, "Who now?"
Picks it up. He waves it around. This is the Holy Bible. We're about to put this down and let's talk about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't go into that goddamn Bible. Go ahead. Hold your point, Shiga.
It was only like 3 weeks ago that I'm looking at the Bible, reading Obadiah, like, God hated something. I'm like, I was stunned 3 weeks.
That's something that people would never understand in that Christian church is that the Lord hates you, because you hear people say all the time, God doesn't hate. God is all love. God is all love. And then when you read the scriptures that says the Lord hates, then the first thing they say is you taking it out of context. How the hell can I take hate out of context?
Said he hated Esau.
Damn right. Said Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Said these things have the Lord hated. And then it breaks it down. A lying tongue, feet that's quick to go do some mischief. Like I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying. Like, listen, they throw that thing away. Go ahead and bring your point out there. We're gonna get back to the scripture.
Then I was gonna say like how you was talking about the Christian pastor, like when you're trying to mention the book of Obadiah, the book of Maccabees. In Revelation.
Listen, they stay away from all them books. They don't want no smoke.
I'm trying to go to the pastor and put him on the spot.
Listen, we gonna run. That's what he gonna do. He's a runner.
Hey, Shalaki, are y'all allowed to do that? Because that sounds like something that would be glorious right there.
The pastors, listen, the Christian church stays away from the I.S.U.P.K. They are afraid of Commander GEN.YAHANNA and all the priests and prophets that he has rose up. They don't want no smoke. At all, they don't.
They don't want no problems.
Damn right.
I've been watching y'all on the street. This is the first time I just started watching after I left the class. I got the other link. Y'all dangerous.
Most high Christ.
That's what I first thought when I seen these mighty men. I was like, man, these are some dangerous and righteous brothers. I want to join them.
My first time, but I am a soldier.
Listen, you get trained up and learn how to do this.
Yeah, I can't do it because I don't have all the information.
Listen, you get trained up and learn how to do it. I never read the Bible before the I.S.U.P.K. I never read the Bible. Nigga, the Bible, nigga,
I'm not a strong Bible.
not reading that crap. Like, I didn't believe in it because of the Christian church. This was the place that taught me how to understand the Bible and how to read it. I was taught to read the Bible by true priests and prophets of the Lord. The I.S.U.P.K., that's why we always say the I.S.U.P.K. is the only place with the truth. Because we are. It's that simple. We the only people that has the true understanding of the scriptures. The only people.
And I've been on a long journey. Like right here, I've been through everything. I've been through the new religion. I've been through We were just talking about the Egyptian guys.
Right.
And I end up here, and I feel like it's the full truth.
Damn right. This is the home of the truth. Most High in Christ, man. Let's clap that up, man. You know what I'm saying? And once you get here, I tell people like this. You know what I'm saying? This is how I was told. This is what I continue to say. This is the only school you will never graduate.
Right.
Don't think that you're going to come here and put in your brick and that's not. You will never graduate. Me, I'm never going to graduate. I'm going to continue. I'm a teacher as well as a student. You understand? I'm a teacher as well as a student. I'm never going to graduate this thing, and I'm never going to know everything. You get what I'm saying? But one thing I am going to continue to do is study, and maybe I can get lucky and learn just enough. You get what I'm saying? Just enough. You get what I'm saying? I feel like I don't know enough. Even though I think I got a little bit of knowledge, I don't know enough.
Well, you can walk in the room full of 20,000 people and no one to holler. Just us three in this room.
Damn right. And listen, that's the beauty of the UPK. But like we can't even really brag about that, because if you just study the I.S.U.P.K just for a little bit and just watch classes and watch Mighty Man, you automatically gonna know more than your goddamn Christian pastor, because your Christian pastor doesn't read the Bible. And if he does, he rejects everything that he reads and substitutes his own logic. He doesn't use the logic that the Bible gives you. He substitutes his own logic, like Adam and Eve being the first people on earth. Like, how the hell does he get that if he's read Genesis? There should be no way that you think Adam and Eve was the very first two people. You know, listen, man, we you know what? That'd be a good time for next history. Next time, after we finish this story, we'll start that. We'll start the beginning of the history of Genesis.
Lucky, I want to make sure I'm here for that one then, because like that was always one thing that was always fit.
That's the Christian
Adam
church.
and Eve was always one of the first people on the face of this planet.
That's the Christian church. When the fact of the matter is, Adam and Eve was the first people with the truth. That's what it was. It was the first people that understood the law, statutes, and commandments. You get what I'm saying? The Lord talked to them and told them what to do and what not to do. He didn't talk to nobody else. He told them, don't do this, don't do that, don't eat from this tree, eat from any other tree, don't eat from that tree. Get what I'm saying? And that's a metaphor, but we get back into that. Let's get some more on the scriptures. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm gonna make that my next class, the history of Genesis. The history of Genesis in the Bible.
I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so after the day.
You can watch it online.
Oh,
Yep. Sure can.
Definitely watching that work.
Verse 33.
Damn right.
Oh, look. The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17, verse 33.
Go ahead.
And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a
youth. He said, you ain't nothing but a kid. You can't go to work. You can't go to war. You're nothing but a kid. You can't do this. Now, we've all seen that movie 300, right? Remember when Leonidas was talking to his captain and he told him, he said, is this your son? He's like, yeah. He can't go to war. He's but a youth. He ain't even been with a woman. He was like, that's my son. He's ready. Now you know where they get that stuff from. You get what I'm saying? And they read it in the Bible. I said, man, that's cold. He told that nigga, he can't go to war. You just a youth. You get what I'm saying? And then when you watch the movie, the dude's son was cold, right? He is chopping heads off, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Got caught whacking, got his head chopped off, but before then, he's getting it in. Let's get some more in the scriptures.
And I'm going to take it from the top. Verse 33. And Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
He's a man of war from his youth. Look, let me tell you something. That's what we breed here in I.S.U.P.K. We breed man of war from the youth. You understand? From babies. Babies being born in this UPK is going to be some of the most glorious soldiers that ever walked the face of this planet. Some of the most deadly men that ever breathed this air. You understand? That's a glorious thing, man. You get what I'm saying? But even with that being said, the reason these soldiers is going to be the most greatest and the most deadliest, it ain't because, you know what I'm saying, they was brought up as soldiers from a youth. It's simply this, because the Lord is going to be with them. And the Lord was with David. It didn't matter that Goliath was brought up as a man of war from his youth. You know why it didn't matter? Because the Lord ain't with him. The Lord is with King David. We read it earlier when it said when he got that oil poured on his head, from that day forth, the Spirit of the Lord was with him. When you got the Spirit of the Lord with you, man, what can stop you? When you got the Lord with you, what can stop you? Absolutely nothing. Go ahead, Shania.
When you say that, it reminds me of that Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer when he was in the battlefield fighting and stuff. You know, he was losing for a second. Then dude looked off in the corner, seen the shadow. He was like, "Oh, it is with us!"
Right.
And then the army started prevailing, started slaughtering everybody.
Listen,
like that's exactly how we are with the Most High.
Listen, that's where they get it from. You get what I'm saying? That's where they get that stuff from, man. These devils ain't never had a goddamn original thought in their head. You get what I'm saying?
Like now the movies and stuff.
Exactly, but where they get it from?
You know about it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they got these new NIVs and these other forms of Bibles to keep you from actually learning the truth about the Bible. Like these new Bibles take color out the Bible. Like they truly take color scriptures out of the Bible. That goes to show you that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Go ahead, soldier.
Well, I'll keep on interrupting you.
Oh, you good?
I was gonna say that's another thing I meant to actually bring out. Like, I forget if I told you this or if it was somebody else I was telling you this. But I was rapping with somebody and they was talking about basically homosexuality, that you can't sleep with another man or vice versa. Like they took like that was a misprint in the Bible. But then when I told them I was reading for the KJV, like all they fight left them. I ain't getting no more backlash. Like I ain't hear nothing else. It was like, oh, I ain't seen no more text messages. I ain't seen no more calls.
Right.
None of that. I texted them a week later. I was like, what happened?
Right.
They still didn't respond.
Damn right. Listen, don't nobody want no smoke with the Lord. You can't buy with these scriptures. Shout out to Trayvon Sparks, man. He said he was listening to somebody on the internet and they told him that we ain't supposed to be reading from the Bible. That's just like saying we ain't supposed to be breathing the air. You ain't supposed to be breathing the air. You get what I'm saying?
No sweat. Make sure you don't eat tonight.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't supposed to be eating no food. You get what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. We ain't supposed to be reading from the Bible. Listen, let me tell you something. This Bible is the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is how we govern our nation, ourselves, and make sure that we stay in the Lord's good graces, man. The second that we don't follow this, is what you see happening in the streets is going to be magnified tenfold. You understand? We gonna see brothers and sisters continue to freaking die out here. You get what I'm saying? We have to.
Everybody told to read it. They ain't got back
Right.
They ain't got back with it.
He said, what else is he supposed to read from? Damn right. Like, if we not reading from this Bible, what the hell are we supposed to be reading from? You get what I'm saying? We're supposed to be reading from what?
He said you got to read from the Quran.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even then, and here's the funny part. Even in the Quran, it tells you that the Lord's chosen people is the Israelites.
I was talking to dude, man, he told me that white people came from us, they were a germ, and they put the germ and mixed it with white skin, and white people came out.
I've heard that before. I've heard that.
It's in that Quran, it's just pictures of aliens and everything in the Quran.
I've heard that.
Listen, I wonder where they get all that from. The Quran ain't nothing but a rip-off from the Bible. The Quran is a religion. You get what I'm saying? And not only that, but it's supposed to be for Muslims, right?
It's 4,200 religions, though.
Listen, here's the funny part. It's supposed to be for Muslims, right? So why come these same Muslims that own all the goddamn gas stations and chicken joints don't accept us as brothers, even if we claim to be Muslims and read from the Quran? Right? If somebody's a Muslim, you're supposed to accept them because they're a Muslim.
Are they not on there?
Well, exactly.
I only see that. I took a picture of it 2 weeks ago. I just learned the all 12 tribes.
Right. Go ahead, Shia. What you want to break out?
I was gonna say, what religion is it that basically you worship a god? You worship a different god every single day.
It sounds like white people religion.
I mean, duh, we all know that.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you, man. Like I said, I don't know nothing but this Bible, man.
No, but I was gonna say, like, that's funny how like everybody would.
That sounds like very Hamite-ish.
I was gonna say it's funny how everybody would believe something that silly that you would like why?
That sounds Hamite-ish. It sounds Roman. That sounds like the stuff they would do.
You don't believe that you're the true lost tribes.
Listen,
like,
you tell anybody else, you tell any other nation that they the Lord's chosen people, they would accept it. In fact, You don't even have to tell them. They're trying to steal blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians' identities. They're trying to steal your goddamn identity. You don't have to tell them they want to be. But here we are actually being that people, and we refuse to accept it. We want to be everything else but the Lord's chosen people. We want to be everything else but a child of the Most High.
Realize nobody really likes Israelites.
Now listen. You want
Should
to
you
know
never
who
like
we
this?
are? You really want to know who we
Hate
are?
group.
Read Deuteronomy, man.
Hate group.
Listen, they're gonna listen. The reason we designated as a hate group is because we only love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. If we found a way to love the white man, they would like us. But being that we don't give a damn about the white man and pray that he drop dead overnight, we got to be a hate group. We just praying for his demise. These devils is actually going out here killing us.
Prime example.
The goddamn
KKK.
police should be a hate group. That should be a goddamn hate group on the FBI list. They are. You got them right. They are. They are a hate group. Every white person that you come across, whether you like it or not, know it or not, understand it or not, they are racist.
White kids taking care of this lady, a white kid, and that shit. I be like hurt, bro. He just love it. I say anything about it, he snap on me.
Man, damn them niggas.
That sounds just like a Christian, bro.
Yeah, but it's my brother.
Listen, who cares? Let the scripture say, who is my brother? Who is my mother? Who is my father?
Man, when
It's
you
the
join this
people-
organization,
it's the
man, the
people that
brothers
put in
and
this
here is
work
gonna be
with
your
you.
bro. This is your family now.
Damn right. That's how it goes. Let's get some more on them scriptures. Salaki. I don't want to lose, lose focus on where we was at. But we're gonna touch base after class, wrap it up for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Before we all get out of here.
We're on verse 34.
Go ahead, rock it out.
Verse 34. And David said unto Saul, Thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear, and took a lamb out of the flock.
Hold on, wait, Shalak.
That's right.
No, hold on, Shalak. I wanted to ask a question.
Go ahead.
So was the keeper of the sheep that was supposed to be watching them? He came to the battlefield, right?
Right.
And then just made up this story on why he was there.
No, he didn't make up no story. This is David talking.
Oh.
Because King Saul asked, he was like, "You too young," and he's like, "I ain't too young." And now he's telling him his fighting experience.
Oh, my fault.
He's fighting. He said, I keep the sheep. One day came a lion and a bear. He's telling his story like, "Look, man, I didn't kill before. I ain't no slouch."
He's about to go back into the story. My fault.
Go ahead.
Verse 35. And he went out after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against him, he caught him by his beard and smote him and slain him.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 36. Thy servant slay both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them.
Killed them. He said, "Look, man, I done killed a lion and a bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine, this big 15-foot tall coward over here talking, I'm gonna do him the same way. I'm gonna do him the same way I killed that bear." And this is just my belief. I believe lions and bears was like 3 times the size back then than they are now. You know what I'm saying? And bears is huge and lions is huge. Lions get about 500 pounds.
I mean, they ain't got nothing to adapt to anymore, so I wouldn't be surprised they shrunk.
Some bears is about 2.5, 3. You know what I'm saying? Like,
800 pounds.
who, lions?
No, like a grizzly bear.
No, they bigger. I done seen some of them things get like never 2,000 pounds.
Shit, a polar bear weigh about a ton.
And I don't know if it's that big, but they huge.
Yeah, had a lot of
Polar bear is dang near the largest bear on the face of this planet.
I thought it was the grizzly.
Nope, polar bear.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, you got to look where they at, and they do eat like whales and seals and stuff.
Yep.
That's not your baby whale out the water, so they got to be pretty big.
Yep.
You know what
Biggest
I'm
and
saying?
aggressive.
Yeah, so that sounds about right. So he's slaying both of them. He done killed both of them. He like, and this Philistine gonna be just like him. Keep going.
Seeing he haveth defied the armies of the living God. Verse 37.
That's how you know he's gonna win. And let me tell you something. That's how I know the I.S.U.P.K is gonna win. Why? Because this is the army of the living God. You understand? This is the army of the living God. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord is with you when you're an I.S.U.P.K. You get what I'm saying?
them extras. Like, you gonna try to.
Oh, yeah, you need one? I we get you out the class. I got you covered. You understand? Like we are the Lord's chosen people. So listen, the Lord is with you. You can't lose. How can you lose when you got the best thing protecting you? You get what I'm saying? Like you got the goddamn best fighter. It's just like playing a goddamn video game. Somebody get Mario man, Luigi and them, they got them, and you got goddamn Nightmare from Soul Calibur. You get what I'm saying? Like you like, I'm about to torture this dude. Like that's how it is when you got the Lord on your side. You cannot lose with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You cannot lose with the Lord. Go ahead.
As Paragus would say, the Lord is literally like a trump card if he flipped the table over and shot the other player.
Right. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't lose with the Lord, and that's what David knows.
Makes me mad.
David knows. No, you good. No, yeah. Go ahead, grab the mic. Just put your hand up when you want to say something.
It just makes me mad that every time I read about a story, we come out of captivity.
Listen.
We got to come out of captivity and it's keep happening.
But you know why it keep happening?
It makes me mad.
Because we ain't serving the goddamn Lord. When we learn how to serve the Lord, but listen, our captivity is over, man. And when Most High in Christ return, man, it's gonna be over, man. That's why, like I said, the last thing you want to do around me is for even act like you're gonna break one of these laws, statutes, or commandments. Because I'm gonna be your worst goddamn nightmare. Drug dealers and all them, listen, they getting put to death. There will be no drugs in the new kingdom. There will be no whores in the new kingdom. There will be none of that in the new kingdom. None of that. No sodomites. None of that. All that is getting shut down.
Hey, I gotta keep explaining to people like, why are you so happy to be here? Do you not understand what's for you?
That's what. Listen, that's a slave's mentality, though. You gotta help them brothers. You can't be mad at them brothers. You gotta help them brothers and teach them brothers. Listen, that was my issue. It's still my issue. We all got our demons to fight. For some niggas, it's smoking weed and cigarettes. For me, it's not killing everybody. You know, you know what I'm saying? That's what my demon is, to have mercy on everybody, man. Because I'll be like, man, these niggas, they don't want to get it. I look at all of them as traitors. It's an old quote. I believe I've heard it used twice. I don't know if it's Nat Turner or Harriet Tubman, but I believe it's Nat Turner, where he was bringing the people out, and he was like, how many of y'all want your freedom? And he said, everybody put their hand up. And then
that's Nat Turner.
That's Nat Turner. Then he was like, how many of y'all are willing to do what it takes? And he said, only some of the people put their hand up. And he said, the first thing that we got to do is kill everybody who didn't put their hand up, because these is going to be the people that betray us. You get what I'm saying? Like that's my mentality. Like if you're not with us, if you're not standing with us, then you are the goddamn enemy and you are the problem. That means that you will march with the white man and fight with the white man against us. That's how I feel about it. Go ahead.
I be telling bro, I be like, bro, you don't want to listen. You have nothing to say to God. I would kill you. I'm like, you're not my brother no more, bro. You're denying you the person I gotta be. I told my mama, stop telling her. I'm not gonna go with that, but like
we talk about that after class. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we are on live streaming, so we'll talk about that after class. You know what I'm saying? Jim, I'm gonna see this video like, Azab, man, what the hell you going on in Naptown? Raising up these crazy ass soldiers down there. You gonna call Cap gonna call me.
No, wasn't that another phrase that we had?
What's that?
If you ain't, well, I don't think it was like an official phrase, but it was one that I hear brothers say it a lot. Like if you're not UPK, you in the way.
Damn right. Damn right. That's real. If you ain't UPK, you in the goddamn way. Like what is you doing? If you're not raising up your goddamn nation, what the hell is you doing with your goddamn life, man? Damn right. Like that's the most important thing. I equate it to this. Like when 9/11 happened, you have rich white people go join the goddamn military. These is rich white people. They good. They don't want or need for nothing. But the reason they did it is because they love their country and they white brethren enough to go fight for them and risk it all. Listen, we ain't got shit to lose. We ain't got shit to lose. That's what we need. We need to come together and build this nation. Hey, let's get something first before you act like you got something to lose. You ain't got shit to lose. What you gonna lose? Your Section 8 ass apartment? You get what I'm saying? Like what you got nothing to lose. And you got everything to gain. Absolutely nothing to lose but everything to gain. And the one thing, this is what always bothered me, man. Even when I was in the world, this is how I knew I was built for this right here. Because I never once, even in the world, like my problem wasn't my loyalty. The problem was I was loyal to the wrong people. And I learned how to be loyal to the right people when I came in here. You get what I'm saying? But like my thing was this. I never once covenanted my life like it was some precious thing. Like, you get what I'm saying? I never once. That's why I'm here now, because I'm willing to sacrifice my life to do the work to raise my brothers up. If I could do it in the goddamn world when we were selling drugs and doing all type of wickedness, I can do it here in the truth to be righteous for the Lord. My life is nothing. My life is nothing compared to what has to be done in the lives of all the brothers and sisters that we have to save in order to do this work, man. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm here every Monday. Or you get what I'm saying? That's why I'm here every Tuesday. That's why I'm here whenever I'm required to be, man. Like, listen, man, if you only knew, you know what I'm saying, the trials and tribulations that brothers go through in their everyday life and put all that to the side and sacrifice their personal life, their family, they wives, their kids, in order to come do the work of the Lord, man. Like, that's sacrificing, man. To do the work of the Lord is absolute sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? Like, niggas working 24/7, your rib working, you got kids to raise, you ain't really got no time. I can't even tell you the last time me and my rib went out on a goddamn date or something. We don't do that at all. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have no time for me. I only have time for the work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying?
Without money, Israelites, real Israelites are not.
Yeah, I'm right. Listen, and that's a small price to pay, man. You get what I'm saying?
Nothing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because we are nothing without him. We are nothing without the Most High. And at the end of the day, and when you serve the Most High with all your heart and all your soul, and you love him with all your heart and your soul, he see the work that you put in with him, and when the Most High and Christ do return, he's gonna show you mercy, man.
That's why I joined I.S.U.P.K. Sitting at home learning this information, helping nobody.
Damn right. Damn right. Listen, this is the first step right here, man. This is how it all gets started, man. So mighty work on your part, man.
Roll out of bed, turn the TV off, whatever I gotta do. That stuff is important.
Damn right. Let's get back to the scripture. Salaki, me talking my head off.
Verse 37.
Go ahead.
Verse 37. David said, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and the Lord will be with thee. Verse 38. And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put an helmet of brass upon his head. Also he armed him with a coat of mail, so like chain mail.
Yep. He's giving him his armor. He's giving him chain mail. He's trying to hook him up. Keep going.
Verse 38. And Saul armed David with his Verse 39. And David girded his sword upon his armor.
Girded his sword. Keep going.
Oh, Shalaki.
You good? Go ahead.
And essayed go in a Shalaki. And essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go with thee, for I have not proven, for I had not proved them. And David put them off.
He took all that off. He said, nah, I'm cool on this. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't used to fighting with this. Let me take all this off. Go ahead.
Verse 40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose his 5 smooth stones.
He chose 5 smooth stones. Oh, read that again.
Verse 40. And he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones.
Keep going.
Out of the brooks.
By the river. He went to the brooks, chose 5 smooth stones. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know anything about the wilderness and stuff, you know, it'd be rocks in the river and all that stuff. And the reason they so smooth is because after years and years and years of the water running over them same rocks, all the rigid parts of the rock becomes wore down and smoothed over because of the water running over it continuously. You get what I'm saying? So he went and got the smoothest 5 stones he could find. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this will work. This will work. Keep going.
and put them in his shepherd's bag, which he had, even in a scrip. He had it
in a shepherd's bag with a scrip, which was money.
And his sling was in his hand, and he drew near the Philistine. Verse 41. And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David.
They're walking up to each other. Keep going.
And the man that bare the shield went before him. Verse 42. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David.
Read nice and loud. Make sure you went to the mic.
And when the Philistine said, when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him. He disdained him.
He looked down like, this little nigga, this what you send me? Here I am, the greatest warrior. Like I said, Salakia, this is just how I believe on Hamites. Here I am, the greatest warrior of all the Hamites. I am the greatest warrior of all the Philistines, and this is what you send me. African. That's their biblical name, Ham. You know what I'm saying? No, because they're not part of us. That's only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You get what I'm saying? So you're not going to see any Hamites in the 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, here I am, the greatest warrior of all the Hamites. And you send a goddamn, this little Israelite. After all these Israelites, you send this little boy. Like I saw a picture he talking. They're talking down to him. Go ahead.
When the Philistine looked about and saw David, he dismayed him. Disdained him, for he was but a youth.
This little nigga, you send me a little nigga, young nigga. You send me this young nigga. Go ahead.
And ruddy, and of a fair countenance.
Looking all innocent. That's what he mean. He looking all innocent. He look like you, Shinya. Little nigga ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't never done nothing in a day in his life.
Verse 43.
You got no blood on your hands, little nigga. That's what he's saying. Go ahead.
Verse 43. And the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me with slaves? That thou comest to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
It's getting juicy. Go ahead. And the Philistine said unto David.
And the Philistine, verse 44. And the Philistine said unto David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls.
To the fowls of the air.
Fowls of the air, and to the beast to the beast of the field.
What did he say to him?
Basically, I'm about to murder you and feed your corpse to all these animals.
Right. He said, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna leave your corpse here for the birds to feed on, and for the wolverines and the foxes and the wolves to come and tear your carcass apart. I'm gonna leave you here for the beast of the field to come and rip through your guts out your stomach. That's what I'm gonna do to you.
That's terrible.
You feel me? That's how he talking to him. Go ahead.
Verse 45. Then said David to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword and with a spear and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts.
He said, you come to me with a sword, a spear, and a shield, but you know what my weapon is? My weapon is the Lord, punk. My weapon is the Lord. What you gonna do against that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Pass him the mic real quick.
So you saying Goliath was African?
Yeah. Goliath was a goddamn Hamite, a goddamn tall ass African. You watch the NBA? You ever see them? What's that dude name? Damn, there's so many goddamn. Who? Yeah, he's an African. What's another one? He's a famous African man. I used to. He used to put. Yeah, and they Matumbo. I forgot about him. You see how tall them goddamn Africans are? Like that's like it's very rare that you see a nigga that tall. And when we do be, we don't be like them Africans be like 7'5", 7'6". Like they be tall as shit. Like ain't he like 7'7" or some shit? Like he tall as hell. Like them be Africans. You get what I'm saying? Like niggas, we get tall, but we max out about 6'9", 6'8". You know what I'm saying? 6'11". You know what I'm saying? 7 foot on the dot. Shaq is 7'2". You get what I'm saying? But them Africans, them niggas be damn near 8 feet tall. You get what I'm saying? Tall as hell. You get what I'm saying? Like, and niggas, you know, we just built different. 9 times out of 10, when a nigga that big, he's solid, he's wide. You get what I'm saying? The Africans be tall and skinny. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot for them to be developed. But a lot of times out of 10, when we 6'8", that big, we usually, you know, 300 pounds solid. So you see a lot of tall niggas like that, they're usually in the NFL playing D tackle or offensive guard. You get what I'm saying? Them Africans really got the basketball showed up. What's that nigga name, man? He used to play with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. He was the power forward.
Oh, you talking about Serge Ibaka?
Serge Ibaka.
Dang, man, I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's a Hamite.
Like that TV show, he be cooking and stuff. All
that nigga's a Hamite. You get what I'm saying? He's a Hamite, straight African. You get what I'm saying? And also, you can tell an African by their goddamn name. You get what I'm saying?
I just don't by the accent.
Serge Ibaka. Sometimes they have an American accent because they've been over here so long.
That's rare.
But now here's your
first one from his little place that comes in.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? I knew him. I'll tell you the story behind that when we get off camera. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I know he was African because I don't know him personally, but I know his people. You know what I'm saying? Know his people's people. Let me put it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, but you can tell the African by their name too, because Africans are free men, which means they keep free names. Serge Ibaka, I've never went to school with a nigga named Ibaka.
So I'm wondering what did they do to us if they're not on that? That means they did something to his people.
What you mean? The Hamites?
Yeah.
How did we get in slavery?
They're the ones who sold us.
They're the ones that sold us.
I've been trying to figure that out.
The Africans are the ones that sold blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians into slavery.
I knew it was Africans, but I knew it wasn't all the Africans. I was trying to figure out which Africans did it because I didn't want to just hate all of them.
Yeah, we gotta hate all of them. It don't matter if the white cop that killed that brother in Boston ain't the same white cop is here. I hate them all the same. And when I say I hate them, I don't mean that I hate them enough to go commit a crime. Go ahead and bring it out real quick. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say, didn't they sell us to the Europeans?
Damn right.
Just make sure I got my history down.
Yeah, damn right. But like, see, people hear the word hate and they misconstrue it. You get what I'm saying? Because when we say the word hate, the first thing that you do is that you compare it to the white man's hate. Because when a white man hates you, the white man wants to rape your sister, rape your mother, rape your wife, rape you. He wants to murder you, your sister, your brother. You get what I'm saying? His hate comes with evilness and wickedness behind it. You get what I'm saying? So when we hear hate, we automatically equate that to the white man's hate because the white man's hate is real. The white man hate came with niggas being lynched from trees and drugged behind pickup trucks and ripped apart by horses. Go ahead and bring it out real quick.
Shalak, yeah, my fault I keep on interrupting you. But I was gonna say, like, one thing about the word hate, like, I've always wondered that, like, why does everybody always think that when we say hate, we mean like we're gonna murder people or stuff like that?
Because of the white man. Because when people hear hate, they automatically associate it with the white man and how he hates. And you do this subconsciously, not understanding.
But it's
I was told in the Christian church that hate means that I want to murder you. So it's like they told me my grandma's house said, don't say it.
Hold on, pass him the mic so you can say that out loud. Say it nice and loud so the people can hear you.
I was told in the Christian church that hate means murder, and my grandma used to always tell me not to say it.
That hate means murder.
That means I want to murder you and kill you. So I'm like, I always thought if I don't want to hate and murder you, I'm not going to say hate.
Shit, it's justified for us at this point.
That sounds very Christian, and that sounds just like how they want to keep mind control over blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You get what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what
Sure,
it
it's
is.
true too.
Like I tell you like this, I hate all these goddamn heathens. You get what I'm saying? But see, once more, when we hear hate, we associate it with the white man's hate. You can't do that. You got to associate it with righteous hate. You get what I'm saying? The scriptures say, "Don't I hate them that hate me?" But here's go ahead, bring it out real quick.
I've been dealing with like how to hate since
I'm gonna tell you how to hate.
In my mind, I'm like, is this right? Is this
You got
wrong?
them
I
right.
don't know.
You got them. Listen, if I was to break in your goddamn house right now and murder your wife, your kids, your daughter, would you love me?
No, but I'm still kind of brainwashed from the church. And am I supposed to like? I mean, you break my house, I'm coming for you.
Listen,
like,
that's the same mentality we should have with the devil, with the white man. We should have that same get back, that same mentality. But here's how you channel it, though. Because like I said, I hate all my enemies, but I don't hate them to the point that I'm going to break in their house and murder them or gun them down in the streets and do the same wickedness that they did to me, to them. That's not how I hate them. You know how I hate them? I hate him by loving you. I hate him by making sure that I raise up every other black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man within the sound of my voice. I hate him by quit smoking weed, by quit smoking cigarettes, by quit selling weed, by quit selling drugs. I hate him by disassociating from him, by quit celebrating his goddamn wicked ass holidays. You get what I'm saying? I hate him by raising my nation up and making my people strong.
Righteous hate.
Damn right, righteous hate. And then I hate him by serving the Lord. And the Lord said this, I'm paraphrasing. The Lord said this, you serve me and I will make your enemies my enemies. And we're reading it in the scriptures. Can't nobody go against the Lord. Can't nobody go against the Lord. That's how I hate the white man. I hate the white man by serving the Most High. Now, if you don't hate the white man, you know what you do? You don't serve the Most High because you love the white man. And the white man hates God. That's why he's making everything that the Lord said not to do legal. The Lord said that a man should not be with another man. The white man said it's an alternative lifestyle. The Lord said you can't eat pig. The white man said it's another white meat. The Lord said you can't eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. The white man said it's a delicacy. The Lord said don't celebrate these pagan holidays and don't follow the way of the heathen. The white man said it's a national holiday and everybody got to celebrate it. And in fact, I'm going to give you time off your goddamn slavery so you can celebrate it. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. Goddamn them holidays. I barbecue damn near all the time, but I couldn't barbecue today because it was a goddamn pagan holiday. Damn right. Hell no. Listen.
What's today? Shalak.
Some type of Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day. You know what I'm saying? I know I forget the pagan holidays, but this is how we hate. We hate by serving the Lord. If you hate your enemies, serve the Lord. Hey man, that's what I'm here for, man. No, listen, ain't nothing wrong with hating your goddamn enemies. I hate all my enemies, and I hate them so much that I serve the Lord. That's how I hate my enemies, by serving the Lord and raising up every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. I hate my enemies so much that I love my brothers even harder, man. That I sacrifice my life for my brothers. That's how much I hate my enemies, man. And you better believe that's how much they hate us. That's how much they hate us. And the only difference is they can get away with killing us. But I hate my enemies so much that I put myself in a position by serving the Lord and being righteous that I don't give my enemies an opportunity to kill me or my brothers. They can't kill me. They can't. I got the Lord protecting me. The Lord, like, I'm going to make sure. Listen, they can't. The Lord is protecting me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was out here selling drugs and doing all this wickedness, I'm not going to have the Lord's protection.
I've been in many situations where a lot of people got shot up for me. And I've been wondering why.
Listen, the Lord, that's how I came into the school. I said, the Lord been sparing me for something. I never knew what until I came across the truth. Once I came across this, I knew this is why the Lord spared my life. And I dedicated my life to the Lord ever since. I got that oil poured on my head. I swore an oath, and I refused to break it. You get what I'm saying? If I break this oath, the death is what lies. If you break this oath, the punishment is death. Just like when you watch them goddamn Illuminati movies with the Knights Templars and all that, and they swear that oath, and they try to leave, and they hunt them down and kill them.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord's going to do. You get what I'm saying? You can't break this oath. Once you get that oil poured on your head and get anointed, it's over. Your oath, like, you don't represent you no more. You represent the I.S.U.P.K, which is a representation of the Lord. Go ahead.
What do you do for that oil?
You keep doing what you're doing now, showing up at class, learning, asking questions, put your time in, show that you're dedicated and serious about this. And then when your time comes, after you've served a couple of months, you get your, brothers, we get together, we name you. You don't name yourself. Like when you was born, you didn't name yourself. So you're not going to name yourself when you're reborn. The man above you is going to find out what kind of man you are, what kind of spirit you got on you, and we name you. And then you get the oil put on your head. Then you get your Hebrew name. And then you start your troopership, which means that you got a little bit more time to serve. And then you get your officer's test. You study and keep doing what you're doing now, asking questions, taking notes. Then one day you'll be sitting up here teaching, raising the next brother up. A brother be sitting where you sitting, asking you the same questions you asking me, and you be telling them the same thing I'm telling you. I remember that time when I was young. You get what I'm saying? And that's how you build a nation. That's how you hate your enemies. That's how you fight, by building a righteous nation, man. So you're already on the right path. You get what I'm saying? You're already on the right path. That's how it starts, man. Let's get some more of these scriptures before we have to shut it down. Let's get to the killing. I want to get to the killing before we shut it down.
Verse 45.
Sure,
I'm going to take it from the top. You want me to?
You can. It's your choice. You read.
Verse 45. Then said David to the Philistine, Thou comest to me with a sword, and with the spear, and with the shield, but I come with thee the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the army of Israel, whom had defied. Thou hast defied.
You to defy the Lord. I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts of the army of Israel, who you have defied. You can't win. You get what I'm saying? Like, listen, David is talking so goddamn hardcore. Now you know why we talk the way we talk. We learned it from the man in the Bible. That's simple. We learned it from the man with the Bible. The man in the Bible didn't give a damn. David called him a straight coward. Goliath, he's a coward. You soft. Nobody cares because you're 15 feet tall. I'm about to mess you up real bad. Keep going.
Verse 46. This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee, and I will give the carcass of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and unto the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel.
See, like, look, he told them, look, this day I'm going to take your head, and I'm going to show it to all your army, and they're going to know that it's a God in Israel. Go ahead.
I truly do like that. That puts a smile on my face right there.
Listen, man.
He said, dude, I'm about to kill you and make sure the entire world knows that there is a God. I'm about to make y'all believe in this nigga.
Not just a God, but a God in Israel. Like, remember earlier when we was talking with your grandpa and that devil came up?
Yeah.
And I told that devil, he trying to figure out the Bible. I said, look, you got Zeus, you got Thor, you got Hercules, you got all these goddamn white pagan gods. But the God in this Bible, that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian gods. He was like, so you trying to tell me that the vision I had was, yeah, I don't give a damn about the vision you had. I said, if you didn't see a nigga, it wasn't the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I had a vision of God. I had a vision. What color was he? Well, let me get to that. Look, where you get to that? If it wasn't a nigga, it wasn't the Lord. I understand that.
See, everybody up there agreed.
Listen, man, they didn't have no choice but to. You get what I'm saying? He didn't have no answers for none of the questions I asked. Nothing. The only thing he could say is, I agree. But white Jesus, that's all he wanted to say is white Jesus. Go ahead. Something you want to say, soldier? You know what I'm saying? White Jesus. That's all white people know is white Jesus. Even though we reading the scriptures, like here's funny though, because I said, what color is Christ? He said bronze, right? I had to break out the scripture for him. He said bronze, and then he was like, so to him, I'm like, so bronze means what? He was like a bronze person. So basically, he's straight bronze. You don't see a black person when you hear bronze. No sweat, I got you. So I broke the scripture down for him. Not only is he bronze, but if he burnt in a furnace, as if he burnt in a furnace. So not only was he black, but he was Wesley Snipes black. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Then we got the white hair, woolly white hair, eyes of red fire. Then I had somebody Google Jesus Christ on the phone. I said, so who the hell is this dude? We just read the description. We just read the description. Who the hell is this dude? And like I told him, this is called a description. I said, right now, if the police came with a description, the same description, who are they going to stop, white boy? Are they going to stop you, or are they going to stop one of us? That's how I cut him.
I think he said it just out of nowhere. He said they're going to stop me. You know damn well the answer to that one.
That's a good one.
Listen, this is called a description. If that description was given out and it was a bunch of niggas and one white boy, and he said they only seen his feet was bronze and black as if they burnt in a furnace. The white boy, they're not stopping you and gonna ask you to look at your feet, because any person with common sense knows that your feet is the same color as the rest of your goddamn body. Duh. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't agree with that? You gotta be a goddamn fool not to understand that. I only seen his foot. What color was it? Black. Like, yeah, that's just like when somebody getting robbed and their whole body is covered. Well, I only seen his hands. What color were his hands? They were black. They were black. It was a nigga. They don't go stop a white boy. They looking for every nigga with one glove on, like OJ. You get what I'm saying? That's how you cut these devils, man. Because even a white man knows what color the God of Israel is, man. Like I told him, you got Thor. They even made a movie about your guy. You know what I'm saying? Called The Avengers. You got a bunch of them. You got a green god, a god with a shield. You even got a woman god that shoots guns. Like, you got your gods. Who gives a damn? I'm not talking about you. And you ever notice how whenever you're talking to black people about black problems, always got to be a goddamn devil to swear up and down he understands and can relate. You can't relate to my goddamn struggle. You can't relate to the suffering and pain of right. And then I had to explain to him how we're not Africans. Like I told him, okay, no sweat.
I would still put you on the ship, but I would have gave you. I'm like, bro, shut up talking to me.
That's what the white boy said?
Yeah, he said, I would still put you on the ship, but I would have gave you everything you own.
Dude, he'd have cut an uppercut. Without hesitation, he'd have cut a straight uppercut.
I was like, I wasn't, we got into it.
Listen.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to need everybody in the room for a second. You stay.
Here's what you do next time. Record that shit. Record that shit. Yeah.
I just still put them up on the record.
I slid my hand into my pocket and recorded that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a lawsuit. Get what I'm saying? I'd have still put y'all on the ship. I mean, listen, I'm not built for that kind. Listen, Yeah, that's right. Cuss that devil out. Cuss that devil out, man. And it's funny though, because white people are showing their true colors. Like, Trump didn't make America racist. Trump just revealed America for what it really was.
I got a video on my phone. Trump saying the enemy is God.
Of course. You know why he's saying that?
They preparing the war against God.
Yeah,
Wars against God.
That's all in the Bible. Go ahead, Shinya.
I was gonna say Shalaki. Did you see Commander GEN.YAHANNA's new video? Well, I don't think it was new.
I gotta say it, but I ain't watched it yet.
It was I forget when he posted it, but it was a video that he had posted. He was basically talking about how Trump is initiating and saying that
the sensitivity training.
Yep.
I see.
Like, officers basically ain't gotta look at black people as humans anymore.
Listen,
so no hesitation on shooting us now. It was
new.
already a thing though, so I don't see why he's even trying to announce like it's new. The whole incident with George Floyd, you making it seem like that is brand spanking new.
Listen,
you murdered that brother like a wild animal.
We've been down in America. That's nothing new. But before we get too caught up and off subject, man, let's get some more of these scriptures. Let's get it in real quick.
Verse 47.
Go ahead.
And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth with not sword,
Oh, shucky, not with sword and spear, for the battle is the Lord's, and he will give you
into our hands.
Verse 48. And it came to pass, when the Philistines arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran towards the army to meet the Philistines.
Listen, he didn't run away, he ran towards them. He went to go get all the smoke. Go ahead. Straight up.
He said, I want all the aggro in this mug.
For real.
Verse 48. And it came to pass when the Philistines.
He just read that. 49.
My fault. Tried to scroll down. Verse 49. And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and sling it and smited the Philistine in his forehead. Hold on, Schlucky. He really just murdered this nigga with a stone?
That nigga said, wow!
Schlucky. He got his little caveman on.
Remember, he went to the brook and got 5 smooth stones. And then when they tried to charge in the morning, he got up, seen them running towards him. He ran running there like, nigga, what's up there? Poof, fired the stone, slapped him dead in the forehead. And what happened?
Oh, snap. That the stone sank into his forehead.
Not only did it slap him in the forehead, but that thing did this. This is forehead. That stone said.
That's where they got that from.
It stuck into his head.
Sock with all the stuff in it.
Oh, with the soap and shit.
Listen, that nigga said, I got this. So he had it. Wow.
Oh, now you know where all your weapons from Far Cry came from.
That nigga said, right through his goddamn forehead. Go ahead.
Oh, snap. That the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth.
He fell face forward. Stone slapped him right in his forehead. He said, boom! Right? Remember, this dude like 15 feet tall.
Nigga, he's dead.
Into his forehead.
He died.
Yes, it sunk into his skull. Like it shattered his skull and all that.
It went into his forehead. Like a bullet shot, like a gunshot.
I was just about to say that. Like it was like a bullet
shot him in the forehead. Go ahead.
Verse 50. And David prevailed over the Philistines.
So David prevailed over the Philistines. Go ahead.
With a sling and with a stone.
And with a sling and a stone.
And smote the Philistine.
All that armor, all that shield and sword and spear, it mean a goddamn thing against this nigga and his slingshot and his stone.
Schlucky, didn't he smack that nigga with the helmet on?
Listen,
so it went through the helmet, went through his skull and into his brain.
Listen,
just think about that. Listen, how much force you gotta use in order to smack that?
Shit like that happens when the Lord is with you. Shit like that happens when the Lord is with you. Go ahead.
So lucky, David got his Dragon Ball Z on. And nigga said I'm only using 3% of my power.
I used to think I was so soft from the Christian church.
Listen, I did too. Let's get some more. Let's finish this out real quick before we wrap it up.
I'm gonna take it from the top of 50.
Go ahead.
Verse 50. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone, and smote the Philistine, and slain him. But there was no sword in the hand of David. Verse 50. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword, and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slain him, and David cut off his head. Oh, Shlaka, would you want to say something?
So David took the giant sword and chopped his own, and used his sword to chop his own head off. That's cold-blooded. David took Goliath's own sword and chopped his head off with his own sword. There's an anime going around, man. I don't know if you ever watch anime? You ever see an anime called Berserk? And Egg of the King with the dude called Guts?
I didn't. I've seen the cover. But
you never watched it. What about, you ever heard of the game Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy 7? You ever play Final Fantasy 7?
Which system was that?
PlayStation, first PlayStation.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Yeah, the one with Cloud. Yeah.
Before this.
Yeah. Remember that big old sword that he had?
Yeah,
that's what David pulled out.
He pulled out his great sword.
David pulled out one of them, and because you gotta remember, Goliath was like 15 feet tall. He pulled out the great sword, the cloud boy, and chopped his head off with it. You know what I'm saying? Wham! You know what I'm saying? One swoop. I'm gonna have an old rusty sword that takes like 5-6 hacks. I want that one to suffer me personally.
Like my little sister.
He said he's gonna get diseases while he's cutting his head off.
You feel me? Yeah, so he pulled out the great sword and chopped his head off. It was just a regular sword to Goliath. It's a great sword to us, regular people. Go ahead.
And cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
Listen, all that bravado went right out the window. When they seen Goliath was dead, they turned and cut. Pshoo! It was tough because they had Goliath. You can't beat us. We have Goliath. You know, I always believe him. I said, you cannot beat us. We have the greatest warrior in all of Wakanda. How can you possibly beat us? You know what I'm saying? Black Panther dead now, huh? You know what I'm saying? They cut and run now.
Hey, Shalaki, I can kind of see where they're coming from. Cause like I'm gonna use this prime example, like Attack on Titans. Like everybody's badass until Eren goes down. Then don't nobody know what to do. I mean, you got a few people that might know what to do, but like besides that, everybody's, you know, a little worried. Like, hey, he's down. This is our big guy. What we gonna do now? Come on.
Right. But that's the difference between the Lord being with you and the Lord not being with you. Because when the Lord is with you, you good. You know what I'm saying? You good to go.
Running the streets, he was still with me. I got many stories.
Listen, you was never a heathen. You was just a brother that didn't know who you was. But you were like heathen is somebody that is a non-Israelite. Even when you was being wicked in the world, you was still an Israelite. You was still one of the Lord's chosen people. And whether you know it or not, understand it or not, like it or not, the only reason the Lord spared you is because the Lord knew that you didn't know. Now, for you to know the truth and go back to that same lifestyle, the Lord is going to destroy you. You know, a lot of wicked stuff is going to happen, and you're not going to understand why. Listen, Most High Christ, they say the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom and understanding, knowledge and wisdom. If you want knowledge and wisdom, fear the Lord. Fear the Lord. The Lord is fear. Knowledge and wisdom is fear of the Lord. Go ahead, soldier.
I was gonna say Shalaki. I don't know if I'm the only one that does this, but like ever since I joined the I.S.U.P.K, I've like at this point I don't fear shit.
I don't like it. But like Lord.
I do know one thing that has been on my mind lately, like say if like something does happen to me. Like how I just wonder how will we. Well, I know first you gotta go through the judgment of the Lord to, you know, Shalaki, get a second chance, I guess. That's how I look at it.
We'll talk about that afterwards. But here's the thing: when you serve the Lord, can't nothing happen to you.
I don't fear nothing but God.
Listen, that's all I fear. I hate to sound, and I'm not trying to tempt the Lord. I'm not trying to sound arrogant or nothing, but I feel like I'm good. Go ahead, soldier, bring it up.
A situation where I went to the gas station. I was moving too fast. So he brought my what you doing? I'll kill you right now. He just started talking mess. Like my old me would attack him and knock that whole gas station over, but he had the pistol and everything. I'm like, bro, I ain't even about that, bro. I'm about God now. And he backed up like this. He had a cross on me too. I'm like, really? I'm like, look at you. What are you doing? And he ran out to his car. I'm about to shoot up this whole place. I'm like, whatever. I'm just looking at him. He took off.
Yeah. You a good one. Because I'd have probably broke his jaw, took his pistol, slapped him in the face.
Right.
Salakia. I don't condone violence. I'm joking. Salakia.
The reason why I did that was 4 years ago, something had happened, was on the news, and my buddy got shot up and ran over, and because I reacted, and people got hurt because of me, and I didn't. So I was like, I'm not gonna go through this again. I feel like it was a test.
And listen, I'm glad you got enough wisdom to realize that, man. Because I'm just talking crazy, man. One thing that I have learned, and you know, my son can attest to this. One thing I very am is merciful when it comes to brothers, because I know they don't know the truth.
He wasn't himself.
No, he wasn't. That'd be an evil spirit on brothers, like the evil spirit that came on Saul.
He was like this, standing there.
That's them drugs and shit they be using, and them demons coming on. Go ahead, Shida.
Oh, Shalaki. I want to bring up a point. Like I forget the brother's name, but I think he was like a captain or probably a general. I don't know his rank, but it was a story I heard. I think I heard it from you when I think the brother was having a get together or whatever, and it was a brother he was tweaking, right? And he was in the back of the brother's crib, and he had walked back there. He was like, "Look, brother."
That's Officer of 5,000 Tazarwan.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? He got a radio show called Rooted Speech. That, you know what I'm saying, I watch all the time, man. That's a heavy priest and prophet. And I know the story that you were saying, like, he was in back of the brother's spot, and he was like, "Look, brother, if you're gonna tweak back here. Because if you go anywhere else outside of this place, they're gonna kill you." And then he got the brother water, made sure the brother was good, man. And I seen that video, and I needed to see that video because that showed me true mercy.
How to go
man.
about your brother.
Listen, like that was absolute mercy, man. And I see, like, I look at stuff, man, and I learn from them and everything, man. But I seen the way Officer Tazarwan handled that. You know what I'm saying? Salaki, I don't want to from mutilating your name. You know what I'm saying? We call him the Tower here in Naptown. The nigga, like, 6'7". You know what I'm saying? He used to be a power lifter, so the nigga strong as shit. You know what I'm saying? And ever since I met that brother day one, I ever met him, he showed me nothing but the utmost respect and honor and brotherhood, and accepted me off top, man. Like that's like that brother is another brother that I look up to, who is an epitome and the definition of true brotherhood. And when I seen that situation, how he handled that brother, I wasn't shocked by it at all, because he has always been a brother that knows how to, that has the spirit of brotherhood. Every time I see him at the Passover, it's nothing but love. Whenever I run into him, it's nothing but love. He's one of them brothers that just make you feel goddamn welcome, like you home. You know what I'm saying? And so I wasn't surprised by the brother's actions. I was surprised at how unbrotherly my spirit was by watching it, because I'm thinking like, to beat that nigga, like I'm Naptown, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even blame it on being from Naptown. I blame it on not having enough compassion. But that's why he's a 5,000 and I'm just 1,000. Not to say just 1,000, like that's a small rank, but that lets you know that there's a big gap in the learning and in the discipline, in the way that you understand the true spirit of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Like,
people bad. I know guys don't like it. I'm working on it.
Listen, I understand that I have a lot of learning to do still to this day. But like that's one thing. There's a big gap between
the way that
a 50 and a 500, a 500 and 1,000, and 1,000 and a 5,000, a 5,000 and a 10,000, a 10,000 and a 13,000, then the goddamn generals. There's a big difference. And when I watched that brother and his compassion and his mercy, I said, God damn, boy, I got a long way to go. Because he automatically knew how to take care of that brother. You know what I'm saying? I still get offended by crackheads walking down my street. I'm looking, I wish he would touch my truck. Like, that's my mentality instead of me. But like, I don't do that. But like, cause I know my neighborhood, my neighborhood used to be cool, but believe it or not, since these white people moved over my goddamn neighborhood, it seems to be more violence from niggas. Before the white people moved over there, it was a cool neighborhood, nice and quiet. These devils that moved over here, it was a shootout on my block the other goddamn day.
We dang near be shooting. We dang near be hearing shots every single night.
And it wasn't like that before these fucking devils moved over there. It's lucky my language.
I just came from being homeless, and I've worked my way up to have my own place and
right.
Everything. And you telling me you gonna ask me for some money, my skin boils.
Listen, but you, one thing, see, I used to be that way until I came into this truth and understood. Like, they destroyed, brother. They destroyed. Like, and here's the thing. Here's one thing that I was taught. If you got it, give it to them. If you got it, give it to them. You get what I'm saying? Give it to them brothers, man, because you got to remember, you trying to represent Christ, right? Who did Christ go to? Christ didn't go to the wealthy and the rich. He didn't.
Nobody helped me get on my feet.
Christ didn't go to the rich people. Christ went to the people that was destroyed, just like how you talking about.
That's why he kept me down. He did that because I was never capable. I'm fighting, walking 2 miles, 2 hours to work and stuff. Stuff kept happening. I'm like, God, you did this. He put me. I grew up kind of spoiled because when I got on my own, I did a good job. I had my cousins, owned houses and all these cars. Then I said I lost everything.
Right.
Had nothing. I
Listen,
used to look at them like a piece of dirt. No, I don't. I was just there.
your life is the same as a lot of brothers' lives. Like me and your life, we got a lot in common besides the fact, like, I didn't grow up spoiled. I did at first.
Not spoiled. I mean, I said when I hit 21, I came from a horrible place. Like, I'm going to be better.
Yeah, that was me. Listen, anybody that know me in the world, like, I got brothers, man, and I'm still trying to bring into this truth, man. Like, that's one brother, he actually stay around the corner, man. Like, he loved me to death, support this truth, he support me, but he ain't willing to leave the streets alone. You know what I'm saying? They think I'm crazy because of everything that I walked away from. Like I walked away from a lot that, like, connects that niggas would kill for, literally. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like we was just riding around and my rig brought some worldly stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Because like we was really getting money though, man. Like, I was getting so much goddamn money. Listen, I worked so hard to get to where I wanted to be. And I'd be damned if I didn't find this truth. Like, why did I have to find it now when I finally get to where I wanted to be when it came to the street life? Right when I'm making the money that I want to make on a regular, like, we not wanting or needing for nothing. We getting money every day. Like, the money that niggas rap about, that's what I was getting. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I was forced into this truth. I can call my buddy and stuff. They be like, I'm a walking miracle. All the stuff I've been.
Listen, and you absolutely are. And you got to realize, man, that everybody don't hear this calling. I heard this calling, and I would have been a goddamn fool to act like I didn't hear it. What was I going to do? La, 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 la. Not listening. You can't do that.
I feel like
it wasn't one for me either.
It wasn't for us.
He got this and that.
Right.
I do one thing, he's stopping on me. I was just pissed.
Listen, that's what it was. Listen, and I accept it. It is what it is. But one thing I am going to do, I'm going to continue to serve the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to serve the Lord. We're about to get to wrapping, man. Let's wrap this class up. Shinya, I'm going to pass it over to you. You're going to do the announcements, the Lord's Prayer, and then we're going to shut it down.
I think I got my own. That's cool.
You got it? All right, rock it up. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Trooper Azar Oriya Shinya.
We're the I.S.U.P.K. We're the I.S.U.P.K. Starting out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves on the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 to 21. Malachi 3 to 18. Oh,
3 through 8. 3 and 8.
3 and 8 to 10 means 10th in the Hebrew. Masharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest funds. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatever so amount you like. Holy convocations.
Upcoming holy convocations. We have a feast day coming the 17th of this month, I believe. You invited, brother. You know what I'm saying? Just bring like 2 liters, some chips or something. Just bring something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we always pitch in. We got other brothers. We're going to be bringing trays. I ain't even decided on what I'm going to bring, but I know I'm going to bring something. I might just do some lamb, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. But I forget what it is. Is it the blowing of the trumpets?
Blowing the trumpets.
The blowing of the trumpets, I believe it is.
And I can't do that. You have to do that.
No, that's just a feast day. You know what I'm saying? That's just the name of the feast day.
Oh.
The blowing of the trumpets, which we probably will blow the trumpets. There's going to be a class talk. I believe a higher ranking man is going to teach it, unless I'm given an order to teach it, then I will. But until then, just show up, be in the spirit of brotherhood. We're going to have strong drink, you know what I'm saying? If you drink liquor, we have plenty of it. If you drink beers, we'll have plenty of it. There's going to be plenty of food, plenty of brotherhood. Hopefully we can get some unmarried sisters to pop up, so it'll be some other kind of meat here, you know what I'm saying?
I'm on the Israelite system. I ain't got to explain everything.
Listen, there's plenty of them in the school, you know what I'm saying? Just stick with it. That's why we go over the protocols, you know what I'm saying? Let's get some more. Let's finish it up.
Remind Akim and Akiwa to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headbands, scarf. With that being said, Amaja, which means to rise. Panak Yadum, which means turn to face ease. You know what I mean. You know what this is. We're going to start off with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kudash, Hayah, Shimka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Tabaa, Matazayaka, Hayah, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathan, Manawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakanawa, Kabawatanawa, Kasalakanawa, Kabawatanawa, Babaa, Tabayanawa, Panasai Abal, Abashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalaka, Walala, Walatapar, Walalayam, Aman. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be.
Return. Man of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak,
Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah Brakathum.
That what we saying is Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah. What we saying is, Lord, in the name of Christ, watch over you, brothers. As a Matah, salute to the sisters watching online. Men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim Barak, Yahweh Shemar, Ba Shem Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shemar, Elatah, Hashem, Yahushua. And what we saying is,
Lord, in the name of Christ, watch over your sisters.
Yep. It says, Lord, watch over you in the name of Jesus, or in the name of Christ, rather. As a Matah, class dismissed.
That's right.
Damn right. Let me know when we offline. And I'm gonna show you this just so you'll know exactly what you're saying in the Hebrew. Whenever you get freed up,